Hey YouTube, this is Garrowin. So I just got myself a leopard gecko the other day. I've never had a pet reptile of any sort. And I kind of walked around a reptile expo in Lexington, Kentucky yesterday and got some beginner tips and hints on how to care for a reptile like this guy. And I fell in love with the geckos. They were amazing. They crawled up my arm, sat on my shoulder, and chilled out. I was debating between a gecko and a bearded dragon. I finally settled on this guy. He's a patternless leopard gecko. I have noticed after I got him home and started doing some research on YouTube that he does appear to be a little thin. He doesn't appear to be sick or anything. He's plenty active. But his tail isn't nearly as fat as some of the other ones I've seen on YouTube. So I've been feeding him crickets throughout the day. As long as he'll eat them, I'm putting 1 or 2 in there at a time. I do need to get him a bigger tank. This is only a 5-gallon tank that I had on hand. The lady at the expo had him in a Tupperware box and said this would be fine, but I decided that A, I wanted to be able to see him, and B, I wanted him to have some sort of light that I could turn on and off, and have a little thermometer over here to keep an eye on the temperature, which this regular incandescent bulb seems to be doing a decent job of keeping it about 80, a little above 80 degrees in there. But I'm going to get him a bigger tank, maybe a heat bulb on one end, and keep the other, and make a separate hidey hole on the other end for moisture and things, based on some research I've been doing. I've got some of his calcium supplement here, a little water dish here. I watched him to make sure he could get in and out of it just fine. I took a toilet paper tube and cut it in half and put that back there just to give him a little obstacle or something. And he seems to like it, and crickets crawl in and out of it, so he has the opportunity to kind of hunt for food. I got this little rock formation thing at Walmart, and he can climb up on it if he wants to get closer to the bulb and sunbathe, I guess light bathe. Or he can crawl back underneath it and hide himself. And I took the Tupperware box that he was in when I got him, and I actually put the crickets in there with some calcium supplement on the potatoes that they're eating, so that they can have something. Hopefully they'll have some of that calcium supplement in them. I've seen videos where people kind of dust the food with calcium supplement, but the crickets are running around like crazy, and I can't figure out yet how to dust the crickets with the calcium supplement, because they just run around too much. They're not like mealworms where they all sit in one little spot and you can dust them and then they're fine. So this little guy's been kind of enjoying himself. He's still a little skittish around human beings. Like, I can pick him up and pet him and things, but he's still kind of wary about me. I put this piece of cardboard back here because when he was in his hidey hole, I wanted him to feel enclosed. I didn't want him to run into his cave and be able to see through the glass and realize that other things can see him through the glass. I wanted him to be able to go into his little hidey hole and feel kind of secluded. So let's go ahead and feed him one of these little domestic crickets that I bought there. And one of the things I've been doing to kind of get him used to me, and he seems to be doing just fine with me, is when I feed him, I'll put my hand down in the tank with him and let the crickets jump off of me. And he doesn't seem to be bothered by my hand at all. You know, he seems pretty tame. The only thing he's kind of like, wait a minute, is if I touch him. And if I touch him, he's still a little but he's still a pretty cool guy. So let me see if I can catch one of these crickets without letting them all loose in the house. And I'll let you guys watch him hunt the cricket once I get it in there. Alright, so as you can see, we have one cricket back here in the back. The tub back over here full of crickets. We'll put his light back so it doesn't lose the heat that he does have. There he goes after that cricket. Nope, he missed it. Now watch his tail. Sometimes he wags his tail right before he grabs him. Or if there was one that was being really stubborn a while ago, he sat really still and started twitching the end of his tail, like maybe he was trying to entice the cricket to come attack his tail. So I'm not sure quite what I'm going to name the guy. I thought about naming him Spaz because he was kind of spastic when people touched him. But yeah, this is my new leopard gecko. He's hopefully I'll make another video in the near future and he'll have a much larger tank with a heat bulb and a few other amenities. But for right now, he seems to be pretty happy. So yeah, this is Garrowing out.